This is Overthinking with Carmen. I'm Carmen Michael Smith, your overthinker in chief, spiraling publicly so you don't have to. And today, we're talking about premium costs, not just in money, but in presence, in energy, in memory. Real talk, y'all, I got stood up this week. Yep, I got stood up for a date. Well, it was a second date. On the day of this supposedly second date, we shared the, traditional good morning text. Later that day, I inquired about food allergies and likes and dislikes so that I could help choose a place. He responded, "You know me, I'm trying to be intentional. I make it do what it do, So I'm going to be a good date. Planning, thoughtful, intentional." And then the time came. And then it went. 30 minutes in, I sent a text. No answer. I called. No answer. He never called back. I never heard back. Now, a previous version of me would have spiraled something crazy. Was I too much? Am I not enough? Did I mess it up before it even started? All of the questions would have been running, but not this time. I spiraled a little bit, but I did not do the full-on deep dive spiral because this time I know who I am and I love who I have become. What stopped me from asking, what's wrong with me? Well, I'll tell you. Partially because of a post I saw a few weeks ago. It said something like, "Nothing's wrong with you. You're just looking for late 90s, early 2000s love in a 2025 hookup culture." Wow. Let that sit. Looking for a late 90s, early 2000s kind of love in a 2025 hookup culture. That was it. Like the light bulb came on. Nothing is wrong with you. Because love for me, my images of love were an Elin Harris novel, Jason's Lyric, Love Jones, a staple, Love Jones, the movie, Cliff and Claire Huxtable, Dwayne and Whitley. This is the pillow talk, the jokes, the dates, the friends coming over, the conversations, the game nights, the dancing in your living room, having friends. It was community, but it was also private. It was how love was lived out through engagement with each other, with the kids, with the community. That's what love looks like to me. But like I said in the previous episode, I don't think we want the real world anymore. And I wasn't just trying to be provocative. I mean it. Look around you. After we expense all of our energy in the simulation of social media, we are too tired. We are literally spent. And now we have nothing left to give. We have an appetite for social media, but we don't have an appetite for standing together in the sun. That's a reference to Scandal if you don't get it. But I do. I have an appetite for that. I'm learning to move slowly. I think deeply. I honor what's real. Because in a world that moves fast and thinks shallow, I am rare. And I own that. I am intentional with my love, my time, and my energy. And because I honor who I am and whose I am, I don't allow others to dishonor me, my peace, or my presence. Because here's the thing. Everybody wants to drive that rare car, but not everybody wants or can afford the maintenance. Some folks will max out their financial accounts just to say they went to an event, but not to show up for the experience. I noticed this at the Beyonce Renaissance concert. I went on that rainy night in DC, and at some point in the concert, she said, "Put your hands together." Now, it had stopped raining, maybe sprinkling a little bit, And you would think, okay, this is a given because most people's phones are put away because it's wet. Nope. She said, put your hands together, and people were still holding onto their phones, pointing them at the stage. And I was having such a good time, but at that moment, I happened to look around, the overthinker in me, and everyone's just standing there with their phones. And I don't know if it was because it was raining and it had been a long day already, or I just was lost in the moment. I looked around at the people and I yelled, "She said, put your hands together." And people kind of looked at me and just started putting their hands together like, this guy's out of it. But I couldn't understand. I just couldn't understand why you would pay all of this money to be this close or to be at this event, to be in this community and not actually be present for it. But then again, I most of the times feel like I'm just a voice crying out in the wilderness or the desert, depending on which music festival you go to, which brings me to Coachella. I don't know if y'all have seen these, but I've been watching obsessed, and once you like one thing, your feed just keeps going, but obsessed with these clips of Missy Elliott giving the performance of a lifetime. I mean, this is Michael Jackson level. This is what a headliner does. It is sonically, visually amazing. It's historic. But when the cameras pan to the crowd, I sat in my living room and yelled like at the Beyonce concert, "What is going on?" I mean, these people paid all this money, flew out, bought outfits, got their edges laid. Some of y'all even put it on Klarna and Afterpay. And no, that's not shade. That's the article I read this morning, that people had to, because of inflation and prices, finance Coachella. So you finance Coachella, where you'll still be paying for it months after going. And when you got there, when the moment came, when greatness stood before you, you stood there, lifeless, watching through your phone, recording, but not receiving. Missy Elliott is an experience. If you've never seen her before, I saw her even back in the day. So this is not me telling you what I think, I'm telling you what I know. Missy Elliott is an experience. And if you paid the price to be in the room, but didn't show up in your body, you were robbed by you. And that's what this is really about, the cost, the real cost of not being present, the cost of not being here and now. Because we're spending so much for the highlight reel and nothing for the memory. We pay premium prices to post on social media, but pennies to actually feel. And that's kind of a poverty, because the body is our first home. It's our personal archive. It's where our memories live. And when we deny our bodies the right to carry those memories, when we outsource experience to a 15-second or 30-second video that we'll never watch again, we participate in our own erasure. As womanist scholars have said for years, the body keeps score. And when we don't let it, we let our lives shrink down to a feed, a scroll, a screen, only to be forgotten moments later. We lose the very thing we're trying to capture, the real, the lasting, the unforgettable. So if you're rare, I encourage you, please continue to be rare. If you're present, as hard as it is sometimes, please stay present. Let your body keep the receipts. Let your life collect the memories, and let the world catch up to your value on your terms. I'm Carmen Michael Smith, your overthinker in chief. Thank you for spiraling with me. And until next time, show up for your life like it's worth the price. Still there? Want to spiral a little deeper? Then join me over on Substack. It's like a behind the scenes where I share more of the stuff that doesn't fit into the episode. Like what I learned from being stood up this week. Like, hey, you may need a personal access plan. So I share mine with you because when you are rare, access isn't given, it should be granted. So join me at carmenmichaelsmith.substack.com because we spiral better together.